Well, beautiful weather now, the second weekend in April, and just to take a look at what's happening in the garden. In a way, this is the turning point in the gardening year this year. March, if the weather was anyway reasonable, perhaps could be the start of gardening, but really April is the best time to start this year. And I have started some seeds, haven't put them out yet. This kind of weather is new to us this year. But the trouble is, if it's too hot, that's going to bake in there, so I need to take them out, and I'll just leave them there during the day. And there's some sweet pea lettuce that I planted in February, early February, and coming on fine. That'll be going out now. Planting that out today. Some more sweet pea there. The potato, the colleen potato, that was being protected from the frost. But I hope we can put that out now because it's mild enough. Some primula there, some spinach. Again, that was planted back in February. Sunflowers, they need to be hardened off. A little bit of lettuce from February as well, and a couple of tomato plants, some Harbinger, that's their variety of there. So really this idea of bringing greenhouse pots and what has been planted indoors out during the day is what we call hardening off, and essentially it's to give the plants a taste of what it's like to be in the real world, in the outdoors, and hopefully they'll harden off and then not be shocked when they are planted out if they've been out during the day in the colder weather. So what we have to do now is just go around the garden, take a look at what has been planted from last autumn, how it's coming on, the space that needs to be cleared for planting out new crops, and we look forward to a good year. Well, you'll be very familiar with the 4 plots here if you've been following the website, and the situation here we have is that we have some crops that have been left and are nearly finished from last year, such as the leek here, and the onions came out, they've been all harvested. This was our onion patch from last year. Everything is going to move one patch as part of an organic rotation to minimise the danger from any build-up of pests and to maximise the output, because you're using different nutrients depending on the crop that's grown there each year. So each crop won't see the same plot any more than once every 4 years. So that means this is now going to be the onion patch, and I've already got in onions, garlic actually coming on nicely here, and shallots over there. I'll put in the new season's leeks. The new plants will be over here this year. The interesting thing is these were planted in the garlic and the onions about last end of October, and they've gone through the harshest of winters, as we all know, but they're still okay, so they're still hardy enough and they're coming through. Look forward to a crop from there. Likewise, we had the cabbage patch, which is still very productive at the moment. Still got the everlasting cabbage, the Caravello Nero kale, and the Brussels sprouts, Balriggan Brussels sprouts. Nearly finished them, but all the cabbage family will be moving to this patch. Already got a few cabbage plants that were cuttings from the everlasting cabbage, an old heritage variety there, and they'll be my new year's, my new season's cabbage, you might say there. And the beans and peas were there last year, and they're moved over now. And the broad beans that were planted last October are coming on there, and I'll put in another 3 of these wigwams so that I can have the other P&B crops there as well. And really it comes down to starting to sow, because we are now in April. The weather is, thank God, lovely, and what I'll do is I'll just fill these up. These are going to be growing radish, and you'll see on the website, if you look up radish, how this all happened last year. And the idea is very basic. Each Sunday I plant up a new few seeds of radish, which basically means that I have radish coming every week through the season in succession. Because radish is a member of the cabbage family, I have to take the soil from where I'd otherwise be planting cabbages, so that it is a kind of an outreach centre from my cabbage patch. And so I'll be taking soil from this cabbage patch, this year's cabbage patch, putting it in here. So and this will be going back there at the end of the year, so that again the proper rotation is observed.